tickets for less. Best seats, best prices, no service fees. Shop ticketsforless.com. KOZN Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. This is 1620 The Zone.
And now, the only cure for our basketball Jones. Hail Varsity's Jacob Padilla on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Maybe that's why. All right, we're joined now on the 42 Degrees Source Hotline by Jacob Padilla of Hurrdat Sports. He is of basketball. Hello, Jacob. How are you?
Hello, Connor. I'm doing all right.
Well, we were going to ask you some NBA Finals questions today and then get to a variety of different things, but we have something that has come to us as of this morning as the main course here. When you woke up recently, I'd assume, what was your reaction to Dan Hurley potentially being the Lakers coach?
Well, actually, the first I saw of it was your tweet for the lineup. I'm like, wait, what?
There you go. Josh breaks news all the time. It's what he does.
I was like, oh, I guess I need to
look into this.
Looking some things up here.
I have an article to read.
Yeah, it was kind of wild. It's I don't know. It's hard to, because of the different timelines for the sports and the seasons. Like it's just really unfortunate. It makes total sense, and it is. I enjoy the Shams pushing the JJ Redick angle only for Woj to drop this morning, and the part two that he's always been their target, and they've had conversations and will continue to do so. It's like, oh, okay, so that's kind of like a direct, like, yeah, don't listen to him. But yeah, we'll see kind of how this plays out. It's kind of, I mean, for Woj to go out and report this, it's there's something serious there, and we'll see now how much the lure of the pros and of the Lakers weighs compared to Hurley knowing he's got a good thing there at UConn.
Does it work? Like, does his personality combined with the Los Angeles Lakers and the NBA work?
He'll have to, like, it's not going to work the exact same, but also I think what we've seen the last few years, and for him to become what he became at UConn, was he is flexible, and he's been kind of evolving as a coach the last few years to get to the point where they're able to win back-to-back national championships. So I don't think we'll see the exact same stuff, but I also wouldn't discount his ability to adapt and find a way to marry what he does and who he is with what it takes to succeed at the professional level.
Yeah, it's just odd. It's really truly odd, and I don't know. Like, I don't know the answer to it. I think he's a good enough coach, like you said, to kind of adapt. But then there's the whole, like, LeBron umbrella thing as well, which is odd. And Woj had that little part in his story about Bronny and all. Like, it's just it's a situation. Now at the same time, it's the Lakers, and basketball guys are it's the Lakers. It's the Lakers or the Celtics, and you have an opportunity to take that job. And it's the Lakers with LeBron James, like an all-time great player. So I think there's a pull in that direction too. But I'm fascinated by all of the different sort of angles that go into that story.
Oh yeah, and we already saw him courted from Kentucky and all that, and decided now he'd stay in the UConn. But that's college to college, even if it would have come with a salary raise and being in one of the better conferences and all that. But yeah, like you said, the kind of the lure of the pro, and coaches are competitive. Like these people, they want to show they can do it at the highest levels possible. We've seen it time and time again. And obviously there are a few examples of guys that have the ability to move up to the pros and get a good job that ultimately decide not to. But that's still, like, we also have seen many examples of them taking that leap because, again, they're competitive, and that's a new challenge for them to tackle. And the money, and that certainly is a nice little bonus to go with that. Obviously, I think the Lakers know they'd have to top of the market type of deal to lure him away from what he has at UConn. I know there's some like contract extension stuff going on at UConn, it seems, where Hurley hasn't signed an extension yet at UConn. So like that, and if the talks are, or the reporting is true, that like this is something that's been on the table for a while now, that he's been considering, then that could play a part in that. Like don't go sign an extension with buyout and all this stuff if you think he might be leaving. Also, that being said, it is kind of interesting, like if this has been in the works, that Alex Caravan chose to come back.
Yeah.
Obviously, like coaches, until they're gone, they're going to continue to do their job. One, because it's a job, and two, just in case things do fall through, like you want to set yourself up as best as possible. Like you're never going to stop doing your job. Well, I guess I shouldn't say never. There's definitely some people that have nailed it in. But like, yeah, if it's, I think with the situation that he has there, like it wouldn't be shocking if he ultimately decides to stay at UConn. So like he wants to, like if he chooses to do that, then he was going to try to set himself up the best as possible. That being said, it would be kind of not shocking or not out of the norm or anything, but would be unfortunate if Caravan made this decision thinking that Hurley was going to be back, only for him to bolt soon after. But that's the way this stuff works. Again, like Hurley can't control when the deadlines are for the draft and when the Lakers made their offer and all this type of stuff. Like the offer comes your way, you just have to consider it. So I don't know. There's so many factors. The Bronny thing, like that's, I think Sam Vecini, like it's for anybody like watching the combine, like the actual diehard basketball fans watching like the combine coverage and just like following along throughout this whole thing. Like the Bronny stuff is so just over the top and annoying. That being said, like Sam Vecini of The Athletic said, like, hey, people do, like, the reason this stuff is happening is because the casual fans do actually care. Like those of us that are actually paying close attention don't. Like, all right, he's not worth this coverage at this point, but for whatever reason, there are a lot of people that do click on stuff with Bronny's name more than normal stories. So that's kind of the reason, just kind of the chasing the clicks and
a clickbait draft pick, Jacob. That could be fun.
Yeah, that's that side of it. Like in terms of like, what it would do for your franchise to have him in there. I don't necessarily know how much the NBA front offices would consider that, but I certainly know that on the media side, I think some people, and it's clear too, like some people are like made it almost a beat to cover Bronny's pre-draft process and all this stuff.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. It's kind of annoying, but is what it is. Just scroll on past and try to focus on more important stuff, I guess.
Hey, what's your gut tell you about the finals where the Celtics are the pretty heavy favorite, and they've been pretty consistently good the entire year, but the Mavs have the best player, I'd say, who's been on a nice little heater here during the playoffs, and Luka would take, if he wins the finals, it'd take him to the next level for sure. What's your gut tell you about what we're about to experience starting tonight?
I mean, if Porzingis is close to 100% and ready to be the guy that he was for them before he got hurt, just have a hard time seeing Dallas win 4 games just because of the sheer number of two-way players, two-way impact players that Boston has. there just really aren't many weak points to exploit. There aren't a lot of guys that you can just not guard, and there aren't a lot of guys that you can really pick on. Obviously, Al Horford at his age and this point in his career is can't quite hold up defensively the same way he has in the past, but you get Porzingis out there. Now you're relying less on Horford to play 30 minutes or whatever, and you've got more of your regular rotation, and kind of minimize that a little bit. Whereas Dallas, I think Luka and Kyrie have kind of defended pretty well in the postseason, like compared to their reputations. You've got a guy like Derek Jones Jr. and Josh Green, guys that can defend, but then also you're kind of willing to live with them taking shots. Like they're probably not going to guard those guys much. I just think Boston is more complete and more well-rounded. That being said, like Luka can go out there and win a couple of games by himself. You get a Kyrie game in there, and then all you need to get over the hump is maybe like a PJ Washington doing what he did in the OKC series, where he, that's the guy to choose not to spend their defensive attention on, and he goes and knocks down 5-6 threes, and now suddenly you're in a game down to the wire, and they're maybe able to steal one. So like that's the path to Dallas winning, but I just think Boston's probably the more well-rounded, complete team.
A couple more for you, Jacob. What will it be like this coming fall when you walk into the MAC and talk to Mac?
That's gonna be very interesting. We're probably gonna have to refer to it as much as possible, just to tease Mac. I'm sure
he definitely cares about that. Yeah, he loves that.
Got to make sure we get the kind of the interviews squared up, where we've got the McDermott's there, whatever, in the background. Get that there behind his head, whatever. So whatever we can do, like to needle Mac a little bit. Like you get a building named after yourself. Like I know he's not. Again, like this was a push from the boosters that are very, very close with him. More, I don't think this was a part of the negotiations. Like, oh yeah, we'll chip in naming a building after you, and that's what got the extension done. I don't think that's how it played out. Just
no.
Max. So I think we're gonna have some fun with it, but it'll definitely be interesting.
For sure. One more. It's a Nebraska question. What do you think of the addition of Berke Bukhtangel, who joins from UCLA, who had pretty mild stats a year ago as a Bruin, but I think comes with a relatively good deal of fanfare here. Like, what do you think of the addition as you've kind of looked into it a little bit?
First off, well done on the pronunciation.
Thank you. I've been trying very hard.
Yeah, it's actually not that hard to say. This is the case with a lot of names. Like, yeah, they may be intimidating once you like see it on paper, but once you hear it and like practice it a few times, it's not actually that hard to say.
Yeah, you actually have to just say it. Like that's what we need to tell all the writers, like before they go on radio shows like this. Like, just I want you to sit there and say it out loud a couple times before you actually try the first time. That helps. Like
Thorbjorn Larson. Like,
yeah,
there's a lot of letters there on the paper, but like it's not actually that hard to say once you know how to say it.
Yeah, you got it. You can do it
like that. And people make jokes about it, but whatever. But anyway, back to the player. I think he's similar to Gavin Griffiths in that it's kind of a upside bet reclamation project for a guy that was highly touted that maybe didn't show everything he's capable of as a freshman. I think Nebraska's hoping that kind of he's a better fit for their system, and having a year in college under his belt, maybe more ready to make the leap and understands what it's going to take and how to be successful now. And he fit the kind of the massive hole in their roster. They needed a 4-5 type of guy that can play in that front court with Frank Mass missing the season. And he's a guy that theoretically has kind of the stretch skill set that you'd like to see in that spot. A guy that can step out and knock down shots, can play with the ball in his hands a little bit and make plays for himself and for others. We'll see again, like how much he can get done this offseason, how big of a leap he can take moving into next season. But 6'9", 245, again, has some perimeter skill. He's exactly what they needed and is the best upside, I think, that they could have gotten at that spot. Now I think a lot of this with this roster is Fred Hoiberg kind of betting on himself, on himself and his staff and their ability to develop and get the most out of guys that maybe aren't coming off of great years, but you still have potential. Connor Seaton's a little different story where I think the injury last year the back issue played a big part in why he just basically completely fell out of the rotation. But that's another guy that I think Hoiberg sees, thinks he can be really good in his system. So we'll see kind of how that comes to pass. But I think that's the goal here is that they landed some rotation guys, some like solid players that aren't necessarily going to be superstars, but can kind of eat up minutes for you and help you with like Braxton Mia and Andrew Morgan, guys are just going to be solid role players, go out and do their job. And then obviously you've got the key guys coming back to the core of your team with Juwan Gary and Bryce Williams and guys like that. And then kind of rounding out the roster with these kind of lottery tickets where like, hey, if these guys hit, they've got a chance to really raise our season ceiling and help us kind of take the next step from where we even were a year ago.
Yeah, it's not a bad setup. I don't mind at all the way that they've kind of put it together. Jacob, we'll let you go, man. Appreciate the time as always, and enjoy the weekend.
All right, sounds good. Thanks.
Jacob Padilla of Herd at Sports, and giving basketball takes all over the place.
He liked my guys.
He liked your guys.
He liked my guys' chances.
He liked your guys' chances.
Tonight in NBA Finals, I agree. If Porzingis is good, the Celtics are good.
Did you see that the Joey Man came out with his long-awaited?
Oh, please hit me with this.
His ref predictions.
Nope, didn't see that.
NBA Finals prediction officials edition.
Wow. He has predicted the head official
for each of the 7 games potentially of the series.
Look, okay. I understand. It sounds like we're making fun of Joey.
No. It's just so funny.
He loves sports more than you.
Yeah.
Whoever is listening to this, whoever is watching this, whoever
There's
is
no
listening,
doubt.
He loves all of this more than you.
Yeah. So look forward. Just follow Joey on Twitter, and check it out at Joey Warchola, and he'll be just tweeting out a whole bunch of all caps and exclamation points tonight. And you can get his ref predictions. It's up there right now. I won't read these because I don't know who most of these people are.
I just know Scott Foster.
Tony Brothers, I think I've heard that name before. But yeah, pretty funny. Also, one more.
Joey's listening and watching.
Hey, Joey. Oh, is he commenting in?
Yeah, he said it's true. It's true. Yeah, Joey loves us more than
Joey just loves sports more than us, which admirable. I like to think that we love sports.
I thought I did.
But Joey loves it more. Another tweet, Jeff Goodman chimes in. He of college basketball. How do you look in orange? He did not ask that today. He writes, if Dan Hurley leaves UConn for the Lakers, the guy I would target is Auburn's Bruce Pearl.
Whoa. Let's get another zany guy in the Big East.
I totally agree with that, by the way. Grew up in New England, has the personality to follow Hurley, can coach and recruit, and his buyout is reasonable. That would be so funny.
You think he'd fit in up there?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. He's fiery. Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
UConn would be... UConn would continue to be like the most hated program in the Big East. Like they would have to hold up that reputation, and they'd have no problem doing that.
Yeah, can they hire a likable coach?
No, no, they can't.
Not in their.
They can't
DNA.
hire like an up and coming mid-major guy who had a nice run and won a game in the tournament last year. Like they're not hiring that guy.
They have to hire an A-lister who wins the press conference. Yeah, and everybody also hates.
They have to hire Mark Pope. My friend Mark Pope.
Omaha's own Mark Pope.
All right. Quick timeout. Thanks to Jacob Padilla for joining the show. Michael Bruntz will join us in the noon hour. Steak or Fake coming up as well. Marty Cordero. So to come on the show, the Royals start in a half hour. Getting very excited, Josh.
It's all coming together for us.
More to come on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Previously on the crossover.
I opened up my fortune cookie last night, and on the front it says, here you can download a bunch of music. And then on the back, there's a QR code for Napster.
Yeah, fortune cookies used to be fun, whimsical. At the end of your chicken fried rice, you're like, boop, boop, boop.
Boop, boop, boop. That's exactly what I did
we had
last night.
Chinese the other night. I don't think we ever got fortune cookies.
Even worse.
Mornings with Sharp and Hanley. The Connor Happer Show. Unsportsmanlike conduct. 6A to 6P. 1620. The Zone.